Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Behind the Shades. It's your host, Terraine, and I want to speak about the DJ academic situation. So, for those who don't know, DJ Academics was allegedly attempting to groom a young 15-year-old boy on a live stream. What is it that he was trying to do? I'm so glad that you asked. He was asking questions about what would the boy do if he was in a sexual situation, meaning if he would be willing to have sex with someone who's over the age of 18, even though he's 15, as well as he was asked about his friend who spends time over at his house. What would you do that? What would you do instead of playing video games and laying and sitting down doing this? He was actually inside of you. Two reasons why this is destructive. The first reason is that many people seem to think that there's a difference between how you should approach sexual conversations with women, young girls, and with men, young boys. Both will be traumatized, maybe in different ways, but still experience the trauma when they're introduced to sexual situations much earlier than they should be. Those who are adults, 25, 30, 35, 40, shouldn't be engaging these types of conversations. But here's the kicker, and here's something I want you guys to all know. There are a large group of men that think it's cool and funny and a rite of passage to have these types of conversations with young boys. They think that we're treating them as men. We're getting them ready for what awaits them. We are showing them how the world is supposed to be. Conquering the opposite sex, thinking of the opposite sex only for sexual purposes, and trying to get young boys, 12, 13, 14, and 15 years old, to see the world through the eyes that you see it with is wrong. Second reason, you have unhealed trauma if you're trying to paint a young man's life, a young boy's life this way. You see, what happens in many of these situations is that the adults who are very grown, the reason why they're doing this is because when they were that age, they were very sexually inexperienced. When they were that age, they didn't get attention from women in the way that they wanted to. When they were that age, they thought that it was cool to talk about things that adults did. They were trying to live a life that they're not ready for. They're trying to avoid being a child, which is a very happy time and place to be, and exchange it for what they think because of other adults trying to groom them or because of their peer group is trying to do. They think that's cool. They think that's what they have to do to fit in. They think that's what they have to do to stand out. But as you get older, what you realize is that you will do less of what the group is doing, especially if it's toxic. You will find more peace and happiness in being yourself. So this is what we can learn from the DJ academic situation, is that we need to view young boys as vulnerable to this type of behavior, just like how we view young girls are vulnerable to this type of situation. We need to protect both. We need to understand what protection looks like to both. Although they're different, they still need the protection.